It's the New Movie Thing show where we go out to the movie theaters and we watch brand new movies that came out today. I'm Steve Zaragoza.
And I'm Matt Lieberman.
Hi, Matt Lieberman.
Hey. Oh, handshake.
Today we saw a film called Oculus. This film stars Karen Gillan from Doctor Who, and she's a heartthrob. Her hair makes my penis stand straight up.
Straight up, straight like the Chrysler building.
Yeah, she's got red hair. She's very beautiful. Those eyes are just stunning.
And she has a melodious Scottish accent, which she doesn't use in the movie. Very realistic American accent.
And that's the thing. I'm used to hearing that beautiful Scottish accent come out of her beautiful mouth.
Katie Sackhoff from Battlestar Galactica is in it. She plays Karen Gillan's mom. We're kind of bouncing between the present and the past as we're uncovering the mystery of how Karen Gillan and her brother's parents died. There's this mysterious death, murder, suicide, and apparently it's because of this haunted mirror that their dad stupidly bought like a stupid years ago. Honestly, the best part of this movie are the performances. Everyone's really grounded, they're really invested, you're really able to drop in with these characters and kind of get to know them, and the kids who play the younger versions of them are great.
Yeah, you don't expect fantastic performances out of kids much these days unless you have some pretty amazing directors. Again, the performances, I agree, fantastic. They're the best part of the film. You're definitely engaged by the sleepy, creepy-eyed dad who's wandering around the house the whole movie.
No, he's great. The scares are, like, they range. There's some good ones. Lots
of scares. There's a type of scare in the horror world that is probably the hardest scare to achieve. It's actually not the psychological scare, because that would require a lot of thinking and imagination. The type of scare that I'm talking about is called a jump scare.
Yes.
And it's actually really hard to pull off. A lot of people say they're cheap. I don't think they are. I think that as long as you throw in as many jump scares as you possibly can into one scene. God damn it. I'm doing the same shit I did with 300, man. Look, okay, hold on a second. All jokes aside, I'm a big horror movie fan. And I love horror movies, and I love it when a horror movie uses the psychological imagery. It uses imagery and kind of like the lack of showing you things to really scare you, because there's really nothing more scary than what you can think of in your head and what you could create in your imagination. And when a movie kind of shows what we're supposed to be scared of a little too much, I feel like that's a lose for me, and I feel like they kind of did that a little too much in this movie.
But towards the top of it, though, what I liked a lot is that they didn't show all the stuff. They didn't show ghosts or anything. It was very much about, are we crazy, or is there really a ghost? Is there something haunting us? And it was really more about playing their own fears against them. And that's what was really stellar. You know, the structure of the movie, it seamlessly is weaving between the past and the present, and you're never entirely sure what you're watching until the scare comes.
Let me summarize everything. There's a lot of scares. There's a lot of thrills. There's great acting in the movie. There are some visuals are pretty terrifying, and lot of scares, a lot of jump scares, and a lot of like you know, pretty intense moments of gore, you know. And I think that with that said, I'm going to give this movie 3 out of 10.
Here's the issue with the movie. No matter how many things go right for it, ultimately your enemy, your villain, is a mirror. And they introduce the way that they can kill the mirror right at the beginning of the movie, and then they keep finding reasons not to use it, even though they're there for the sole purpose of killing the mirror, which is supposedly unkillable. But they found a way to kill it, and then they don't do it. In fact, they keep resetting it so that it can't go off, which doesn't make any sense. Like, one of the things that makes any great horror movie great is that the people in it react just like you and me. They're smart. You know, they know when a house is haunted, you leave that house and you run and you never come back. If it were me in the movie, I would have packed up my stuff and gone home.
You can't do that with horror movies, though. You can't go, if it were me in the movie, because that's kind of the #1 reason why horror movies work.
I feel like you have to.
But there's that whole thing where it's like you yell at the screen, "Why are you going in that room? why are you alone? Why don't you have a weapon? Why are you doing this? And I feel like if it wasn't for that, it wouldn't really be a horror movie. There's supposed to be kind of like these circumstances.
The Exorcist, he is still very much a horror movie, but he's not going to leave this girl possessed because he personally can't let that happen.
Right.
And it's grounded in his character, and that's why that works. If I were a priest, and that were my calling, I would feel the same way. But that's my point, is like, on some level, if you already have it set up that you can kill the thing and you don't even have to be there to do it, go. Run.
So what's your score for the movie?
My score for the movie, I'm going to say is a 2 out of 10 plus 2 Karen Gillan points for being Karen Gillan. So I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10.
Can I give it some Karen Gillan points for my review too? Because here's the thing, like, again, jokes aside, and I am joking, I like Karen Gillan. I wanted to like this movie. In fact, we had a choice to not even see a movie.
Yeah.
And to not even see this movie. And I wanted to because I like horror movies. I want there to be good horror movies. I always hope that a new horror movie will come out in this day and age and it will floor me and I'll be like, this is what I've been waiting for. Something psychological, something scary, and like legitimately scary. And unfortunately, it wasn't for me. The movie ended and I felt disappointed.
Yeah.
I was kind of upset. But again, I want you to know, I went in wanting to like this movie. I go in wanting to like most movies. It just so happens...
He keeps saying this to me, and I don't believe it.
And yeah, that's the problem. So I did give it 2 out of 10, right? Is that what I gave it? I have 3 out of 10. So let's throw in a couple of Karen Gillan points for me too. I'll give it a 4 out of 10 for Karen Gillan.
So it's a
and
double
that's a
4.
Strong 4 for Karen Gillan alone.
Right.
And that hot redhead mom from Battlestar Galactica.
Yes, Katie Sackhoff is beautiful.
Speaking of Sackhoff, I'm gonna go to the bathroom
and you wonder why people treat you so poorly on the web.
We're not the only ones that watched and reviewed this movie. IMDb users gave it a 7.5 out of 10.
On Rotten Tomatoes, critics gave it a 71 and users gave it a 72 out of 100. Which means that, most folks, I think, are enjoying it more than we did.
Yeah.
And I couldn't be happier to be wrong. We're just giving you our opinion.
Yeah, and at the end, like, my closing thoughts here for reals are going to be, I don't think these movies need to stop being made. I don't want them to stop making movies like this because the horror genre needs to survive in some capacity. And one day there will be a horror movie that will really perk up my spirits and be like, oh my god, finally! Something Exorcist, The Thing caliber. Something Texas Chainsaw Massacre caliber.
Yeah.
Original, please. But I mean, at the end of the day, they can keep making these movies because they're not that expensive.
Yeah.
And they're great movies to take a girl or a boy to, cuddle up real tight, get kind of sexy, and kiss your friend in the theater.
Thought we weren't going to talk about this.
I'm sorry, dude.
We weren't going to talk about this.
I know, but I'm
still new. We weren't going to talk about this.
My thing is, I'm so excited, I couldn't wait to tell them that we are kissing friends. So thank you guys so much for watching the new Movie Thing show. Please like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done those things, because that'd be cool. And there's an annotation bar with a bunch of other things to click on. I'm Steve Zaragoza.
I'm Matt Lieberman.
It was the mirror! It was the mirror! It was the mirror!